Hey friends, welcome back to the channel with more of The Expanse. This is Season 5, Episode 6, and I can't believe we're halfway through this season already. It feels like there's a lot more to go. We haven't even seen all of our characters together yet. It feels like they will come together to solve all these problems, namely Marco and Naros, by the end of the season, but yeah, excited to see how all our stories continue. Last time we left off with Clarissa and Amos basically being on their own in a destroyed portion of Earth. We have Alex and Bobbie spinning off who knows where after they release their core to get away from the Martians. And Holden almost got blown up. Naomi saved his butt at the very last second. Yeah, I'm excited to continue. If you guys want to watch the full reaction, check out Patreon in the link in the description below. Otherwise, take a quick moment to leave a like and let's get started. Earth is falling apart.
Arjun, Minister of the Interior.
Transportation, actually. I'm the new acting Secretary General.
What?
Sir,
No, please don't get up. Oh.
Your husband teaches at Columbia, doesn't he? Have you heard from him? I will pull whatever strings I can.
We were only able to beat back the attack.
Because of you.
I'd like you to join my provisional cabinet.
of course.
Thank you, madam.
Oh my god. We've seen her in high pressure situations before, but with that Arjun.
I don't want to go back to prison.
Well, there's no prison to go back to. They'll probably just shoot you.
I don't want that either.
In that case, I'm thinking our best bet's Baltimore. It's a long way. You up for that?
Carry me?
I'll make it. So, where should I stow this?
No fucking way.
Monica, this is a military operation.
We know there could be more Naros goons running around on Tycho. I'd rather take my chances here.
You ever been in high-G maneuvers before?
On this ship. When we were the first people to go through the ring and survive.
Oh, the first time we've seen the Rocinante actually move this season. It's halfway through the season and it's the first time they've flown. Uh-oh. Bobbie in her suit.
Alex, now!
Uh-oh. Oh.
Alex! I can't hold on for much longer.
Jump off. Oh, shoot. Alex?
Alex, I couldn't hold him! Are you back?
No?
Alex!
You just jump. What if you miss? Rotate back around, please. Thank you. Oh.
Get your ass inside now!
Emergency startup.
Emergency. Oh.
Suck on that, motherfucker!
He says as he's plastered on the ground.
Sorry, it's my fault. Should have never let Naomi near come.
She never should have been here in the first place.
I'm sorry I brought her.
Spade her. Apologizing and correct your error and pull her outside.
Wow.
Marco.
I'll keep her in her cell.
After what she nearly did
Never
to
have
me.
to see her again, I
You
swear.
You will do what I tell you to.
Do it yourself! Unless you think you can make me, hmm? Maybe I finally got old enough, huh?
Spare her life. Please.
My son has a kind heart.
As if that's a bad thing.
I have more important things to do.
Is that his moment? His drummer moment where drummer let him go and she regretted it.
Sorry. You deserve to die for what you did. You think that's funny?
No.
No.
It means
But I can tell
they're
my
alive.
people are right.
You would never have been able to hurt him. You would have been killed.
I knew that. I would have been worth it.
He took the belt back from the
He
Amos.
made you a murderer. You ended millions of ordinary lives.
But you don't know anything about him.
I know he wouldn't die for you. But he would let you die for him.
That is true. You feel it. You feel it, Philip. Shut up. It's only that easy to make your parents be quiet. What?
This is one of the first reforestation trials in North America. It's been around almost 150 years. This is one of my grandfather's charities. My family helped to fund it. Dad kept it up after he died.
Something in it for him?
No.
Better public perception.
Dad just liked trees. Burning through the last of the implant blocking agents, and it's making my muscles cramp. That's all it is.
Are you sure?
No?
No.
Oh, your dad. He said that he liked trees, not that he likes trees.
After I went into prison, I didn't hear from him. At all. Schrodinger's parent.
Who?
Schrodinger's cat.
I might have a dad somewhere I never met.
Do you want to?
What do you think?
And does he actually exist at all?
I did have someone who tried to take care of me.
I'm sure she's a really good person.
There are ways that you can live a good life without being a good person.
I like that. The moon. For almost all of human history, it was impossible to go there. And then for a while, it was hard but possible, and then it was trivial. And now here we are, and it's impossible again.
Pretty sure that's his son, but I get your point.
There's a guy that's fenced off a couple acres, and he's offering to shoot anyone who comes too close.
Why?
Making sure he's not following us.
It's harmless.
I grew up like this. Everyone else is playing catch up. People are tribal. Right now, you and I are tribal too. We'll go this way.
Towards the crazy asshole who's shooting people?
Yep.
Yep. He's got guns. That is a very Amos thing to do. The Free Navy welcomes you.
The Free Navy welcomes us.
You gotta play along, I guess.
No throne?
This is a war
For a war you started.
for a war I won.
Is it over? I must have missed the Inner's offer of surrender.
I knew there was a reason I liked you.
Do you know who I liked?
He's looking down on her.
Yes.
Literally.
Came here in his ship. Free of colonial control, we will have no limit. I invite you to join the Free Navy.
You have committed the entire belt to war with the Inners and made peace impossible.
I committed us to a future of our own, on our own terms. We were already at war. You just couldn't see it because they were killing us slow.
Yep. Rescue mission? Or do you play along and backstab Marco at an opportune moment? Amos. Amos.
I'm not disrespecting your property, sir. Just want to talk trade.
You stepped on my land.
I did, but I announced myself. I got a water recycler. I just need something to hunt food on my way up north.
Throw down your weapons.
I don't have any weapons. That's why I'm here.
Strip then.
What?
He's like, really, man? You some kind of pervert?
I can go get that cycler myself. Don't need you.
Holy crap. Holy crap. In the past, it felt like she was much more controlled. This was manic. Yeah, figured. Get her a bucket.
You think the Earthers are going to care whose side we say we're on? When someone is coming to kill me, the biggest mass murderer in history, watching my back sounds pretty good.
Marco says it's a choice. And we are all acting like that's true. But it's not.
This is Marco's war, not mine, not
It
ours.
doesn't matter. He's gonna accomplish what a century of leaders have promised and failed to do. The only choice left for us is to join him. Or die.
Exchanging crew promotes unity throughout the Free Navy.
He's not crew, he's family.
This is Kamina Drama. A patriot. And, a good friend of your mother.
Is there anything you'd like me to tell your mother?
There's no need. I can tell.
Ooh.
No.
She's here. Crew exchange. More like we're holding the guy hostage.
Tell me about the behemoth.
It's hard to know where to start and even harder to explain how it ended.
Ah, damn.
Did we win?
Did we win?
You okay?
You keep asking me that.
I keep wondering it. Is it always like this?
Useful in the moment. It's moments after that suck. I wasn't thinking about the consequences when I got them.
Oh, wait.
Just revenge.
I heard you talking in your sleep. You said something about monsters and being afraid.
Creative writing class. Stupid. I have killed, but I'm not a killer. Because a killer is a monster. And monsters aren't afraid.
Amos isn't afraid of anything. We've heard that before.
I'm afraid all the time. Of the things that I did. How right it felt when I was doing them. How certain I was. He could have killed you.
Yeah. But you would have died on the road.
We went out of our way to murder someone and take his stuff just because we needed it. It's not the kind of thing good people do. Not even bad people trying to live like good ones.
Holden never would have approved a move like that. I need to get back to my crew.
Wow. He needs his center, his moral center. What a powerful way to end the episode. Amos realizing what time away from the crew has done to him. He got lost in the churn. He says Holden would have never approved his plan there at the end. But yeah, he went looking for trouble to take this guy out, take his shelter, supplies, weapons for himself and Clarissa. And Clarissa, having to reckon with the mistakes she's made, feeling regret for who she became and how easy it was when she was going after Holden. And now being pushed into committing an act of violence again. Their journey is so fascinating to watch unfold. Even though it's just a personal journey, it feels it has less to do with the bigger conflict at hand, but it was still super, super interesting. We had Alex and Bobbie able to get away from the Martians who were trying to board them, and they were able to blow them up for good measure. That moment when Alex jumps back to the Razorback and it like rotates away from him must have been terrifying. I feel like Bobbie might have been able to get inside and flown the ship to him again, but I think the explosion from the Martian ship might have eviscerated him before that happened. But yeah, nice to see Bobbie in that suit again. Love that moment when Alex is plastered to the floor and he's like, "Hell yeah, motherfuckers!" Super funny. But yeah, we basically checked in on all our characters this episode, but just for a few moments with a few of them. Holden and Bull are pushing off with Monica in tow. I like Monica. She's plucky. She's got spirit. She's got spunk. But we'll see how that turns out. But we finally got to see the Rocinante take flight. Been half a season, but it finally happened. And we saw like 2 minutes, like 30 seconds of it, basically. We saw Christian talk to the Minister of Transportation, who is now Secretary General. That is a big jump, to say the least. And he's had great power thrust upon him, and he is not prepared. He did ask Christian to be part of his cabinet, though, and that is a strong, strong first move. Like, it's bad that he doesn't know what he's doing, but he's not stupid, and he knows that he doesn't know enough, and is willing to accept help wherever he can get it, which doesn't sound like much, but forgive me if I'm still traumatized by the walking embodiment of unwarranted ego and narcissism that is Trump. Great win in Georgia this morning, too. Congrats to us all. But yeah, it's going to be a big jump for the Minister of Transportation turned Secretary General. If he continues to surround himself with good people, I have some hope, though. Christian, meanwhile, we saw her put on a brave face for that meeting, but before and after, she was so shaken at the thought of losing Arjun. And yeah, we've never really seen her like that. It's yeah, she got to flex her acting muscles a bit this time. So either communications are down where Arjun is, or he's dead. There's no reason he wouldn't reach out if that wasn't the case. Especially, I mean, he would just have talked to his daughter if he wasn't okay with talking to Christian. But under these circumstances, I don't think he would hold back. So yeah, hopefully he's fine. It would be a very real story to tell if he died never having reconciled with Christian, but I don't want to see that happen this time. We had Kamina Drummer going over to Marco's ship, and I guess agreeing to work with him at the moment. It's about survival right now because Marco has committed the belt to war against everybody. And that scene where they meet on the bridge and Marco looks down on her like she did on him when he was trapped in the holding cell on her ship, it was very, very much meant to mirror that scene thematically, because now Drummer is trapped. She is entirely surrounded by the Free Navy, and what happens to her is not really up to her. It's up to Marco. So yeah, I really like that moment. Plus, she finds out that Naomi is probably in their custody with that slip up from Philip. So does she plan a daring breakout for her BFF? Or what else can she do in this situation? They wind up switching crewmates for a while, which great strategic move by Marco, gives him eyes on her operation while simultaneously keeping one of hers hostage. Definitely makes it harder if Drummer wants to pull a fast one on him. Yeah, I really like the dynamic of this season so far with everybody split up. It's going to make all of them coming back together a really, really great moment. And they'll all group hug, and then Holden's going to see Clarissa and be like, "What you doing here?" But yeah, we never really got to see too much of an interaction with him and her, Holden and Clarissa, beyond him arriving in that jail cell right next to hers and her laughing her ass off. That was such a funny moment. But yeah, I think, am I being overly optimistic about her joining the crew? That's too much, right? But yeah, I feel like this episode mostly focused on Clarissa and Amos' story, as well as the connection between Naomi and Philip. And I'm not sure how old Philip is. The actor looks like he's in his early 20s, but he can sort of pass as a lanky teenager. But yeah, the more I see him act and the more we see of Philip, I think he's meant to be a teenager. Just based on their conversation, yeah, it just seems that way. But it turns out Philip did see that Naomi was trying to kill Marco. It also seems he told Marco and Sin. And Marco was going to have them space her, and Sin stood up to Marco, which makes me feel bad. Makes me feel worried for Sin. I don't know that Marco can let that insubordination slide now that he's the leader of all Belters. But yeah, with Philip, we do see that he believes in his father's cause, but he is understandably very curious about his mother. After hearing from Drummer about Naomi saving the whole human race, he goes and wants to talk to her about it. Marco sees him, and at first I thought, like, was he sent in there to get information? But there's no information she could give that he would need. So I think in his mind, Marco is just seeing Philip have a kind heart and seeing him as weak. And so I worry for Philip a little too, because Naomi is definitely right. Marco would not die for his son, but he would let Philip die for him. Hoping it doesn't come to that. Yeah, earlier on, Marco was trying to have Naomi spaced. I think he recognizes that she's a threat to his operation, and also that she's possibly a threat to turn Philip away from him. And I was speaking about parallels earlier with him looking down on Kamina like she looked down on him when she had him in an airlock. This moment where he orders to have Naomi killed felt very similar to his own moment as well, when Kamina let Marco go because she could feel the other factions turning towards him, and it wound up costing her dearly. And this time, Marco chose to let Naomi go and not space her because Sin and Marco were turning on him. And I have to imagine him backing off is going to cost him dearly as well. It would feel very poetic, I think. That's the way the story feels like it's going. And with Clarissa and Amos, it definitely made me want to go back and rewatch earlier parts. It's been so long since I started this series. Forgot until the very end that Amos needs his crew to know his moral center. He's literally and figuratively lost in the woods right now. And that conversation with Clarissa really shook him. That poem especially. It was like she was talking about him. I have killed... it was like he could not apply that poem to himself, because it was, I have killed, but I'm not a killer, because a killer is a monster and monsters aren't afraid. And in past episodes, Amos and Alex have talked about how Amos doesn't feel fear anymore, except for maybe when those slugs nearly made him blind. But I think he realized he's tapping into his monster side a little too much. And they headed towards a guy with supplies so they could kill him and take his shelter and weapons. And, for those of you who are into Amos's form, we saw a nearly completely naked Amos, which, now that I think about it, the guy had to be some kind of pervert, right? Like, he had already decided he was going to kill him, but then he made him strip first? Pervert, right? I guess maybe he was going to shoot him for his clothes and he didn't want blood all over them. But then I don't know. But luckily the blockers on Clarissa finally wore off and she took him down. She later said that the mod acted as it always has, but I feel like it was shot way differently than it was in the past. In the past she'd bite down, get super strong, and like her focus was heightened. Here it was like she was manic and ripping the guy to shreds. So if the mod wasn't what was different, then it was her that's different. Because she was a woman on a mission before, solely focused on revenge on Holden. Now she needs to write poems to remind her she's of her own humanity. So it must have really tortured her soul to be that violent again. So that might be the reason why it feels different, even if the mod doesn't act differently. Yeah, watching her deal with those emotions kind of shines a light for Amos on how ruthless he's gotten. Was there a different way forward, and how much further will Amos go to keep Clarissa and himself safe? So yeah, looking forward to seeing the rest of the season. This episode was mostly some very necessary build-up. Not every episode can be a huge banger, but The Expanse still keeps these quieter moments, these character relationship building moments extremely compelling. So gonna give this a 9.25. I need 10 more episodes of this fantastic season, but there are only 4. There are only 4. I need more for sure. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Full reaction in the description below. And yeah, leave a like, really helps with the channel. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye, friends.